Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be looking at the Meeden watercolor paint set. I have the set of 96 colors, and full disclosure, Meeden sent these to me to look over and review. But the opinions that you're going to get are my own. Now, we are not going to spend the next 2 hours or however long we stream swatching 96 colors. I'm just not going to do that today. If that is something that you would like to see, if you would like to see all of these colors swatched out, let me know. And maybe we can do that in a separate video where I can kind of speed that whole process along so it's not just slow and drawn out. Sometimes I love to watch swatching videos, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I can respect that. So today what we're going to do is get a first impression of these colors. There's 96 colors. We're going to look at what comes inside this package. So let's go ahead and take the box away. Hi, Karen. Hi, George and Boo Peep. Oh, my goodness. Boo Peep here said, perfect timing. I was just about to finally send in my order to Blick, and now I might need to make an adjustment. We shall see. Yeah, well, we will see. I love this the case is plastic. I love it. Looks like it's got like little water drops, you know, that have landed on it, and there's like ripples. Says Meeden right here. Hello, Cadmium Red Pharaoh Kitten, and the other Tara. Hello, hello. Hopefully you can all hear me. Okay, so the case is plastic, and when we open it up, this is very much, I'm going to have to zoom you out just a little bit because this is a big palette. So let's just back that off just a bit. So they have two sets. So let's just start off there. There's a set of 48 colors, and then there's the set of 96. So twice as many colors, but it is not twice the price. This set of 96 is actually only $10 more than the set of 48. So that is definitely something to consider if you think these might be right for you. Thank you, Boo Peep. Hi, Tara. Hi, Kimmy. All right. So in here, this part here opens up. And so we have a hard mixing area. Now this is kind of tipped. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm trying to fix. Hopefully the microphone will still be fine. It was like blocking in towards the camera again. So this here actually comes right off. So there's that little hinge right there. And it just sets down in the groove and attaches. But this is slanted if you leave it like that. So Meeden at least had the foresight to have it very easy for you to take that off and set it flat for your mixing area. And of course, you guys know I like to mix on ceramic, and I do have Meeden ceramic palettes. They all have paint on them right now, but I do have like some ceramic plates and stuff like that. So if you see me grabbing something else to mix on, that's probably what it is. But we are going to see how things mix on here, because I want to know, does this bead up? Do our colors grip to it the way we are going to want them to? We're going to look at that. So in this set of 96 colors, you have 6 neon colors right here. And of course, we know that our neon colors, most likely, they're not going to be light fast. Then we have 12, excuse me, 12 macaron colors. I have some black paper today, so we're going to test those and see just how opaque they are, because the macaron colors, the pastels, tend to be more opaque. And then we have 30 metallics. And those, I definitely want to check some of them out on black paper. So those are kind of the ones that we might see swatches of, but we're not going to swatch everything today. And then we have 48 regular colors here. We're going to look at what is in this little package that they send. You also get a Meeden pencil. It is just a plain wood barrel It is not sharpened on either end. Has the Meeden logo on it. So you get a pencil. You get a natural wood barreled brush. This brush just looks like a Taklon bristle brush. If I can get the plastic to come off of it. There we go. It has quite the point on it though. Look at that. So I'm really looking forward to giving that a try. We're going to use that today. You know, one of my peeves, right? The ferrule is not loose. It's on there well. So that's good. And in here we have an eraser. So just a plain white eraser to go with our pencil. I'm not going to sharpen these and use this today. So those I'll just kind of leave in the case. Then there's sponges. So you have a sponge here in this half. Now, one of the things I was thinking was if you don't keep, of course, you know me, I'm always thinking about the palette. If you don't keep these in the palette, there's a sponge there, and then there's a big sponge here. And of course you would use that to help you control, to help you dab your brush and help you control your water when you're painting. So those are useful, but let's look at a full pan is not going to fit that way, but we could stick, if we wanted to, like some double stick tape. You could fit, I'm just grabbing some that are randomly on my desk here. So 3, 6, probably a dozen more colors if you actually needed more colors. I don't see why you would. There's 48 colors here. Plus our metallics. Now, when we talk about the metallics, I have my Coliro, the Fine Tech Coliro Starry colors. These are the silver and gold. So I'm going to be comparing these to similar colors here. Like I've got my silver, looks very close to that one. Then there are a few of these that look like they would match. So we're going to compare those and see. For what I would spend for just this set right here, because I believe the last time I checked, it's over $20 for this set of 6. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I have looked. But for this specific set, I think it's over $20. And the other one that I have, my other metallics that I use, and I didn't link these below, but they are on Amazon. These are the Soho metallic colors. I love these colors. These I use anytime I need metallics. I either use these or I use these. I did get the Kuretake ones that look that are the same colors, if you would, of these, but I haven't been able to compare those yet. That's upcoming. So I just want to see in comparison to some of these, which are very opaque, very shiny, very shimmery. If any of you have these colors, then you will definitely know when we compare these, you know, how close are they? Are these going to be able to do the job that like something like this and this does? Because if so, then I could definitely say when you get 30 metallics in here, the 12 Macron colors, I'm not so keen on the fluorescents. I don't know that I will ever even use these, but I know some people enjoy them. And 48 regular colors. And if these play in water like I'm hoping that they will, we're going to test that out today. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to put these into some water and see just how well they move and that kind of stuff. How saturated they are, things like that. But if these are as good as these, then for what the cost of a set like this, or both, if I can find that in here, plus 48 colors, this might be a set that is worth looking into getting. So that is where we're kind of going with this. I am, let me just put it out there. I don't have pigment information on these colors. I did email my contact at Meeden and I asked if they have the information, but with the time zone differences between here and China, of course, I don't have that answer yet. But if I get that answer, I will be sure to update you guys and let you know. So for the purpose of going forward today, as far as our first impressions, we are not considering this anything more than student grade paint. Now, I did have the tubes of Meeden, and we've looked at those in the past, and those were not bad at all. So they don't move a lot in water, the tube paints. Are these going to be the same? I don't know. They have a pan system that is much like if you're familiar with the Derwent pans, they're similar to that. If I can get this to pop out of here. And that you have a set of 6. You can take these out, you can rearrange them, but you can also pop the pans out of here. So you can completely customize this to any order that you like. They are an extruded half pan. These are not poured pans. They click right back in there. So that's why, like, I was worried when I flipped this over, like, are these going to fall out? But they don't. They stay in here very well. So that was good. Boo Peep, great question. She says, what is a macaron paint? Basically they're pastel colors, so they're going to have some white in them. They're going to be more opaque. Usually when you have macaron colors, if you have the pigment information for them, you're going to find that PW6 is in them, like, pretty much across the board. So I said that these were, and see, look at, they don't come out. So once you click them in there, they stay and then they snap in place in here. So these are fantastic. Could you in the future swap this out and put your own half pans in? Well, let's just see. There's a standard half pan. Now that will fall out. But if you were refilling the pans that came with the set, because they have a little nub. See if you can see that. There's a little nub right there on the pan. And with the little groove that's right here, that lets them click into place. And then they kind of stay and they don't just fall out. But they're very easy to push out. You just push right through the bottom. I said that they were extruded pans. An extruded pan, if you can see here, you can see the edges. See how it almost looks like a little chiclet that is cut and put into place right there? That is an extruded pan, where a poured pan is going to look something like this. So this is a pan, of course, that I have poured. But if you get a poured pan from a manufacturer, it's going to come all the way to the edges like that. And it's not usually going to be pulled away. This just looks like little chiclets that have been popped in there, like chiclets, like the gum. Okay, so there's that. W.A. Castle says, these remind me of the GenCraft paints. They're really nice. I have not tried those, so I won't be able to tell you if they're similar or not with that. Yeah, April says, I think they're pretty much pastel colors. They are. The macaron colors are pastel colors. Okay. So we have a mixing space. We have our brush, and I'm going to just get the sizing or whatever, whatever the stuff is that they put in the bristles to make them stiff when they ship them. Just get that out of there. This brush has a lot. You see that? There's a lot of snap. If you like a snappy brush, and that point is, the point is gorgeous. It's very, very sharp. And that's very snappy. So that might be, it's going to be great for control. I don't know how much water it's going to hold, but we'll see. Okay, let's look what's inside the little package that they put in here. So we have, oh, excellent. So this here is like a see-through card, and it corresponds, I'm guessing, to, yeah, metallic silver. So the order that they're in here, this corresponds to that. And then they give you a swatch card. This definitely, it is textured. This does not feel like the Meeden cotton paper. This is different because it's very smooth on the backside. I don't know if the camera will pick up texture on that, but there does have some texture on the front. So it is watercolor paper. So they give you a, pre-labeled pages on watercolor paper to swatch these. Now, again, I don't know if, hi, Rob. I don't know if these are, I don't know any of the pigment information. So I can't share that with you. If Meeden gets back to me and has pigment info, I will definitely let you know. So there's our 48 colors, our 48 regular colors. Okay, I'm just going to hold that there for a moment. So anybody that's watching or watching on the replay, if somebody wanted to grab a screenshot of what colors are available in the set, those are the 48 colors. And then these, see if I can line that up again. These are your metallics, your fluorescents, and your macron colors. Trying to keep it at an angle so that you can read it, but there won't be a glare. So there are those if you need to get a screenshot of that so you can have it for reference. If you, want to just look into them further and decide maybe these are something that's right for you. Now, if I do swatch any colors today, and I put them on white paper, I will use these sheets because I'll just probably keep them in this order. It'll be fine, whether it's the order I would put them in or not. Basically, I don't see the need to redo swatch cards for myself if they already have these included. And regardless of the order, once I get used to them, then they're going to be easy to find anyways. So that is my thought on that. So that's what comes in the plastic bag. It is the see-through cards that you can look at. And I mean, I could just set those up there. And this is probably what I'm going to be looking at. I'm loving some of the greens. Which one? Right here. I am loving some of these greens. We have deep moss green, olive green, the deep green. Some of these that look very natural. I love landscape painting, you guys know. So I'm really liking that. Some of the reds, there's an idea of what I want to do today. We are going to paint something. So yeah, and I'm going to want some of these colors, the reds, the natural greens. We're going to have some fun with that. Okay. So again, if I my mind just ran away. If I swatch anything, it'll be right on these cards or the black paper. So the black, we've seen it before. And I'm going to take you really big to the desk now. Let's go here. Actually, we'll go here for now. There we go. Okay, so this again, I've used it in the past. It is the Strathmore 400 series drawing paper. It is only a 60-pound paper. This definitely will buckle. This was when we did the Caran d'Ache Studio palette. And I mean, it buckled a little bit, but look at how it dried. I mean, the paper went pretty flat, so not bad. Not bad at all. But if I do any of the colors, I'll just carry on with the Meeden metallics or macron colors here. And I also have, we're going to use this in a little bit because you know what? When I use the Paul Rubens 5th generation paint set, I haven't done a big thorough review on those, but when I use them, I had used them in a couple paintings. On cellulose paper, I loved them. On watercolor, it's watercolor. Yes, they're both watercolor paper. On 100% cotton paper, I didn't care for them so much because they were really prone to blooming on my cotton paper, at least on my Meeden cotton paper. And I really didn't care for that so much. So today I have my Meeden watercolor paper. This is the 12 by 9, 100% cotton. I have a link for everything from Meeden in the description below. I had thought about doing these in a collection, but the price is a little higher than what I like for my, would have been if I then added paper to it. It would have been a little bit higher than what I normally have a collection be. So instead of doing these as a collection, we're just going to review them and we're going to really dive deeper and use them a few times. So I've got my Meeden cotton paper here. I just have a very faint line through the center of my page. I will explain all of that. We're going to paint something on that in just a little bit. I also have a cotton watercolor card. I'll explain why. And then of course, I have my bee inspired watercolor paper. I actually had to just open a brand new pad today. I've actually been going through them. If you guys have been around for a while, you know I made a mistake. And when I purchased my bee inspired watercolor paper, I didn't realize it came in a package, the one that I have linked below. And I ordered, because it was such a great price, I thought that price was for one, and that price was actually for two. That is a great value paper. As far as cellulose paper goes, I don't mind it. I love it for practicing things on. You guys see me use it all the time. So I ordered like 3 of them, which actually gave me 6 pads of 50 sheets of paper. So I have got some bee paper, but I actually just opened my second to last 2-pack today to get that one. All right, let me just take a moment. Thank you so much, Rob. Yeah, Rob says, reds and greens. I wonder what she will be painting. I'm going to be sharing another small YouTube channel that I just recently came across, and I think she's wonderful. What I'm going to do is inspired by her. So I will be sharing all of that. The link is already in the description for those of you who want to just go ahead and peek before I get there. But let's just say a huge thank you to Rob Younts, who has gifted 10 memberships. If you're watching live or you've received a notification that you were gifted a membership, you will see your name pop up on the screen. Thank you so much, Rob. If you have received a gifted membership, one of your biggest benefits is the Discord server. And if you're not on Discord, all you have to do is get the Discord app, and then you're going to want to connect this YouTube channel to your Discord account, and the YouTube bot will automatically give you access to the server. So I don't have any control over that. The little bot does it all on its own. It's wonderful. It brings you in. It sends people away if they cancel their membership. And it's wonderful. So, hi, Caution Artists at Play. Shanna is here. I said Shanna and Karen, my painting buddies. We are actually getting together this weekend because Shanna has a thing going on down in Portland. So we're all going to be getting together for that. I cannot wait. She is a brand ambassador for Holbein and is doing something for them. So that's going to be a fun time. Okay. So now these colors, let's take a look. Let's just take a look real quick. I don't think I'm going to need that. Metallics tend to need a little time to kind of wake up, and I'm going to make myself disappear so that you guys can just see all the pretty colors. All right. So metallics tend to take a minute to wake up. So I'm just going to give these a spritz. Whether or not I have to, I don't know. I don't know how easily these are going to activate or not. I'll just prime the whole thing. Okay. Let's look at... So here's the card that has our metallics on it and the like macron colors. Let's take a quick look at these macron colors. And I'm going to grab my black paper. All right, we're just going to do it like that. And let's look at some of these. This is pale persimmon. I want to see just how opaque are these. Remember, these were the Caran d'Ache Studio Gouache. It's always fun to say. So I'm going to put those down and we'll see like how opaque those were. How opaque are these? Okay. Then I have the peach orange. The reactivating very easily. It's possible, Rob. Rob asked, do you think the mica particles interfere with the wetting? I've noticed the same for most, if not all brands. Yeah, as far as talking about the metallics, it's quite possible that it just makes it a little more difficult. This is bisque. It's almost, it's not quite like a buff titanium. This is much warmer. That. Okay, and so we had pale persimmon. Let me grab my sponge here. You guys know, like you would be doing the sponge. I'm just using mine because it's nice and dirty. That's exactly how you'd be using this sponge. Just like that. Right? Just to control your water. So we had pale persimmon, and then this is persimmon red. So I did email my rep over at Meeden and asked, do they have any pigment information and or light fast information on these colors, because I know that that is important to a lot of people. Again, for the purpose of today's video, I am considering these no better or worse than student grade. I am not trying to come on here and tell you guys these are fabulous, they're professional watercolors. Absolutely not. If I don't have pigment information or light fast information, then as far as I'm concerned, I am definitely using a student grade watercolor. But my question is, there are quite a few student grade paints that can give some professional paints a run for their money. Will this be one of them? I don't know, but we're gonna see just how well they do. Then we have a peacock blue. So you can see the first one I put down already. Definitely some of that black is coming through. So not quite as opaque as like a gouache, but definitely more opaque than regular watercolor. Okay. I don't know that we need to do all of them. But did you see there when I mixed that? You can see the white coming through. Like, we'll see it on this one too, I'm sure. As soon as I started mixing, you could see that turning, like the white just coming to the surface. As it sets, you'll see more of the dark. It's lilac. So ready, when I mix that, see how it gets lighter? Still, there's white. There's white in that. And that's aubergine. Okay, I'm not gonna swatch all of them because again, I promised you I'm not swatching 96 colors of paint today. I'm not swatching 48 colors of paint today. Oh, I will put the aubergine up here though, so that we can see them on white and on black. Okay. Next, let's look at some of these metallics. So specifically, we're not going to do every metallic color we see here. Again, if swatching all of these colors is something that, yes, PW6 would be the white, titanium white. I'm assuming. It could be a PW4, but most likely when it has the opacity, it's a PW6 and it is a titanium white. PW4 would be like Chinese white or like a transparent mixing white. Okay. So one of the things I'm really curious about, and for those of you who also love these metallics, we want to see just how are these going to compare when it comes to our fine tech colors, right? Like, could that already be included in the set where I don't have to spend the 20-something dollars I spend here, I could put towards this. And of course, if you use the code Clark10, that is a capital C-L, capital C, and then all the rest are lowercase. So capital C-L-A-R-K 10, Clark10. If you use that when you check out at Meeden, purchase directly through Meeden, I definitely recommend. I have ordered things through Meeden many times before I was affiliated with them and doing collaborations with them, and I've never had a problem. Anytime if there was an issue, I personally haven't had an issue, but I have known of one and they made it right. So definitely. Okay, so on white, that doesn't show up so much. They took care of the situation right away. So there you go. Yes, thank you, Tara. Tara just posted it. If you are here in the live chat, Clark10. That is the discount code you would use at checkout to get a discount on your order. And right now, Meeden has got some great deals going on. They've got like Black Friday going on all month. So one of my questions was, is this a set that could be great for either your wish list or to get as a gift for someone else for Christmas? And we're going to put down, so this is the metallic white. And I'm doing the metallic white because I think this will be the closest to the sterling silver. Because I don't see anything else that even looks silver or says silver. So that's what we're using. And I definitely need to prime these because if any of you have used the Coliro, which is made by Finetech, these are a German paint. They are absolutely, hands down, my favorite when it comes to metallics. I've been using these for a few years now to do little highlights and extra things on, you see it shimmer. So even on the white paper, it offers great shimmer, but on like my Christmas cards and such. So that, I think, could you imagine like wetting and putting a wash with some of that metallic white if we were painting snow? We will probably use that on a Christmas card. Okay. So here is the sterling silver. So I'm going to put Meeden's color on top, the Coliro below it. And I do want to make sure that I get this activated. The Meeden one is activated really well. Now, I did not bring in multiple layers on the Meeden one. To be fair, let me just bring in a little bit more. There we go. Those look really close. You can't see my face right now, but I am actually very excited. Which is the best gold Calero? Oh, at the other Terra, that's a matter of opinion. So we have Tibet gold, Inca gold, Arabic gold, gold pearl, and moon gold. I can say that I love the moon gold, but it really depends on what I'm painting. When I am putting some metallic into like a fall painting, then I like the Tibet, Inca, and Arabic gold. When I'm doing like Christmassy stuff, I tend to lean more this side, the gold pearl, the moon gold, and the sterling silver. So I guess it's really just kind of a matter of preference. See, Rob likes the Inca gold, which would be this one. That is not my favorite. In fact, that's probably my least favorite, unless I'm painting something for fall. And then that would definitely be a favorite. So Tara says, don't forget which one is which. Meeden is on top, Calero is on the bottom. So that'll be the same all the way across. So next up is moon gold. And I don't know, as I'm looking, I don't think I can match the moon gold over here. So if that's one that is your favorite, I don't think we're going to get a match over here. The metallic sunlit gold, I don't think so. I think that is more like the gold pearl. So let's do that next. We'll do the gold pearl, and we're going to do the metallic sunlit gold. So here is our metallic sunlit gold, which would be metallic sunlight gold right there. Like for a moment I was losing my spot. And we are going to see how opaque they are when we put them on the black paper. But then we're going to see too, when we do our little painting, how they go on top of our other watercolors, right? Are they opaque enough to stand out on our other watercolors? Okay, so that was the metallic sunlit gold. I think it's going to be most similar to our gold pearl. Should be this one right here. Yep, those are very similar. Again, I think I brought more. I think I brought more of the Calero in the mix there than I did of the Meeden. It's not an exact science. There's definitely some human error going on here. I will say though that on this 60-pound paper, if you haven't noticed, these Meeden colors are actually laying down smoother and less streaky than the Calero ones. And that I find impressive. Okay, so the next one would be, let's look at Rob's favorite there, the Inca gold. I think that is going to be very similar to the metallic royal gold, which is this one. Metallic royal gold right here. Now, if we are talking like, do they shimmer? Oh, for sure. Definitely. Look at that. This one's almost dry. All right. We have metallic royal gold. I said Meeden's on top. See how smooth that covers? I mean, this is a very smooth paper. There's not a lot of tooth in this. It's just drawing paper. When I go back and forth like that, I'm putting, there we go. It's putting a lot of lines in it, brush strokes. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay, and I think that's going to most resemble the Inca Gold. And I do think that the metallic light bronze, this one up here, would probably be very similar to the Tibet Gold. There we go. That was the one that was Rob's favorite, the Inca Gold. So looking at those, all my water, just have a little bit of water right down here. But most of that, see the metallics? They're shiny. They shine, they sparkle. So as far as these versus these, let's get a closer look at them on black paper. Those look pretty darn similar. I mean, similar enough for me to say I would go here and use some of this up before maybe I worry about replacing ones here. This is very smooth. Now, again, I went back with another layer. It's very smooth. This one happened to lay down really, really smooth right from the get-go because there was fewer brush strokes to put it down there. It had more time to activate. So those are very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's take a quick peek at a couple. Let's compare a couple of the regular metallics, the blues or pinks and purple colors, to some of the ones we would see in like the Soho set, just to see how those compare. Again, I'm not going to do a bunch of them. I just want to grab a couple that look similar, and we will go from there. I think that the metallic bubblegum very much looks like the blush in the Soho. So I'm going to compare those two. That'll be a pink. Again, just going to give these a little wake up. We will start. I'm going to set that aside. Let's start with the Meeden. So this one down here in the corner, which they call metallic bubblegum. Remember, paint companies can call things anything they want. Ooh, look at that pink. I hope you don't mind that I didn't swatch them on the white paper for comparison. I think they show up so much better on the black, so that's where we're going to put that. But so let's look at the on black paper. So again, Meeden on top. And the other brand below. Okay, so this is metallic bubblegum. Now I will say, let me share with you what I've just noticed when I'm looking at the card. So when I look at this little swatch card, if I look at it on white, this says metallic bubblegum. Those do not even come close to what you see here or on the white. But if you look at it on black, the swatch very much resembles what you see on black paper. So that's what this card may absolutely be representing, how it looks swatched on black. Because I was like, they're going to look very different when I was looking at those colors there. Okay, and I said I thought that this was going to be similar to the blush. I'm not so sure. Now that I see the blush like activated right here, and I'm seeing all that red coming out, like, I don't know, but we're going to find out. Meeden on top, other brand on the bottom. Similar. It is similar. There's a little bit more red leaning in the Soho one. So it might have been like one of these others that I was considering. Possibly even this, but that's more purple. Definitely more purple leaning. But look at how close those are. Those are quite close. And it's looking very silver on the video for you guys. I'll bring it up closer in a minute. Let's just look at a couple others real quick, and then we're going to move on. And we're going to do some painting with them. I think the metallic light blue, this guy, looks very similar to the blue on the Soho. So let's compare those two. Again, I'm going to start with my Meeden. Get this blue. So if any of you have these Soho colors, this will definitely help you be able to take a peek at those. Or know if you already have, if you already have them, whether or not you like them. To know just how the Meeden set is going to compare. So there it is on white. Now let's put that on black. So we have Meeden on the top. That's a really pretty color. It's hard when you don't want your brush strokes to show. There we go. And we'll get the blue from the Soho. This one right here. And mine are in the order, as far as the Soho goes. They are in the order that they came in. I did not pop any out and move them around. So if you have this set and you haven't moved yours, you can very easily pick. It might have been closer to this one. This is a little more blue leaning, whereas that looks a little more green leaning. I'm actually going to try this one right here just to see. I'm going to put it right below it. Yeah, I think it's more like that one, which would be the cyan. And I'm actually getting more. I have to wait till the Soho one's dry. I won't prejudge, because they could get more opaque as they dry. But it definitely is more, the metallic light blue is like the cyan on the Soho. Those two. All right, let's just try one more. How about, ooh, you know what looks, we have this green, which is metallic forest green, and then we have hooker's green here. Well, let's check those out. Just because I'm thinking, how much fun would it be if we were doing, say, a Christmas card, to have some metallic green maybe in one of our trees. All right, so that is metallic forest green right here. Oh, I like that green. And Dolphin Soul says, I'm so late, but I'm here. Looks like I'm joining in on my favorite colors. Yes. I am comparing the metallics right now in the Meeden set to those in the Soho set of metallics. Okay, so there is look at the shimmer on that. That would be so cool on a Christmas card. Just have a little bit of sparkle come to some of your Christmas trees. Oh yeah, we would definitely have to give that a try. So Meeden on the top again. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. And we're going to compare that to the Hooker's green on the Soho set, which would be this one right here. And these just reactivate nice and easy too. Look at that. Those are so very close. I mean, we're going to have to wait for it to dry, but those are so very, very close. Let me just put this back down. So I did not link this in the description, but I will go back after the stream is over, and I will add that because if you're saying, Angela, I do not need another set of regular watercolors, I can respect that. But maybe you are really interested in the metallics and you don't want to spend it here. You might want that. So I'll go ahead and I will link that. But let us look at how similar those are. Again, I think this one most resembles this one down here, but those two, they're so close. These, so close. Same with these, like those are all so very close. And as far as shimmer, oh, they're definitely metallic. They definitely shine. Put some of that on a card and it's really gonna pop and stand out. So my first impression of the metallic, oh, and we can look at these Macaron colors. They have dried now. These are all dry. Look how opaque those are. Here was the Caran d'Ache Studio Gouache that we looked at. If we look at the opacity we have here, and then we look here, those are really, I don't know how well these would layer up, but let's just try, let's see here. I'm looking at, like, this one's kind of streaky and I can see through it. That was the peacock blue. Let's just put another layer on top and see, do they layer well? And again, this is very, this is just drawing paper. This is only a 60-pound paper. This was already dry. Okay, so that's the second layer on half of it. I'll let that dry. We'll take a peek at it. The opacity is definitely there in those colors. Okay, so far you have the, opaque qualities in the 12 Macaron colors. We didn't even look at the fluorescents. They are going to be some, I don't really use fluorescents, but some of you might be interested. Here is the fluorescent pink. If you like opera, I'm looking at you, Rob. If you like the opera pink, that is like, wow, look at that. That's bright. It is really bright. I don't even think it is not doing it justice on camera. That is really bright. Let's look at this orange. Fluorescent orange. Again, we know our fluorescent colors are not going to be light fast, but they are so much fun to play with. And if you're making a card or you're working in a sketchbook, in my opinion, who cares? Have fun. Have fun. Do you play with them? Enjoy them. Here's fluorescent green. Wow, that is electric. That is like real. That one is definitely showing up on camera quite well. So our fluorescent, oops, I have a big old drop of water. Our fluorescent purple, and these just coming right in. They're dry. Those pans dried out from when I had sprayed them. Oh, this makes me think of like a like a PV14. Very vibrant violet purple. Our fluorescent yellow. Are we ready for that one? Wow, that's bright too. Oh my goodness. And last but not least on your fluorescence is your blue. So there we go. That was not as impressive as far as when I think fluorescent. You think that bold, bright. I mean, I'm sure I don't have a black light to see like how they would glow, but there you go. There are your fluorescent colors. Yes, they're still wet. I can try to recall or remind me to show them to you again once those have dried. So I'm going to set this aside. I think we are done with that part for now. First impression on the fluorescent Macaron metallic side of this palette. These are my absolute favorite to date. They have been the one that I always recommend. These are the ones I love the best. They never let me down. They are definitely opaque. They will layer on top of whatever I want to put them on. These are my go-to for metallics. I liked these better than the Schmincke aqua bronze, silver, gold, and bronze colors. These were the ones I like the most. They're no fuss. Just prime them a little bit ahead of time. Let them wake up. They're like not morning people. They have to have their coffee. It's okay. I can relate. So these here, look at that. Look at how they compare. So we compared this one, and this one to 3 of our gold and our silver that are on this palette. I definitely would say that is just as good a result. There's an up close for you. I would say that is just as good a result. When it comes to looking at the Soho metallics, which I have loved for my choice for metallic colors, I always go for the Soho, and I've recommended them. That's here. Look at these. You can kind of see through the black coming through in this a little bit more than you can in the Meeden ones. The Meeden ones actually look like they are slightly more opaque, and that is definitely a bonus for me. So I will let you do with that what you will. But in my opinion, those are fantastic. Definitely like that thus far for the first impression. Now, let's I'm grabbing my B watercolor paper because that's usually what I swatch on. And again, like I mentioned in the beginning, when I first tried the oh my goodness, the Paul Rubin 5th generation set, I had tried, and I did a painting on the B watercolor paper, and I liked them. I really enjoyed the paints. And then when I did, if you guys remember, I started this painting with the Paul Rubens colors because I liked them so much on the B paper. This is a 9x12 100% cotton Meeden watercolor paper. When I went from the bee paper, I wasn't getting the blooming and the problems. But if you watch part 1 of this stream, all through here, I was starting to get blooms and I really did not like it. So much so that I stopped using the Paul Rubens and I switched up the paints I used for the remainder of this project. So on cotton paper, I didn't like them, but on cellulose paper, I did. And because of that, I thought we should be trying these paints on both to see, are they better on one versus the other? It's possible, but we're going to see what they do. They are great on, metallics are wonderful on black paper, Dolphin Soul. And thank you, Boo Peep. Again, I am so thrilled. I have to thank Lisa over at Lockery Fine Art because she recommended Lily and Fox to me. And that's what these are. These are Lily and Fox. It's a Lily and Fox manicure. This is let's give them pumpkin to talk about. That's this one. I'm loving them. So yeah, there's gonna be lots of lots of theme nails to come throughout this holiday season. All right, we've already tried these. I am going to use some of the metallics again before we are done because we're going to do a little painting on our cotton paper. So let's just kind of move those aside because I want to see how does this work as far as, yeah, you're going to see a little reflections in there. I don't think that's going to be avoidable. I want to see. There we go. I'm just going to put that like that. And that microphone has come back. Pardon me for a moment. See if that'll stay this time. Okay. Still using this brush because I want to see how that's going to paint with some details. Mostly I'm going to need that on the next one. I am going to grab my Princeton Aqua Elite here. This is my 1.5 inch mottler brush. Love this for getting my paper wet. And I'm just going to come in and we are going to wet this paper just randomly. This has not been taped down. Normally I remove the piece from the block, but I was too excited. I just went right into it. Or I will, it's not a block, it's a pad. This is a pad, it's not attached. Sometimes I will create a block out of one of these so that my paper can't buckle or move. Sometimes I will, tape it down. I just want to throw some colors in here and see what they do. I want to see how they move. There's going to be no rhyme or reason to this. We're just going to see what happens. Okay. And I don't know where the colors are, so I'm going to have to look at my chart. And one thing that is hard is when I haven't swatched them and they have colors like dark blue, lake blue. I don't know what those are going to be. Indigo, we pretty much know what an indigo should look like. Let's take a peek at that. So this is their indigo. Lots of beading on here, which you guys know I am not a fan. And if this is how it's going to be, I don't know. There could be oils on this or stuff from like manufacturing and shipping. This may stop. No telling, but right now there's some beading that's happening on that. It could stop. I want to see, are they going to travel? How are they going to travel? Do we have a gray? We have what it just says gray. Yeah, and it looks very gray. Look at that. There's got white in there. That's got to be a black and a white mixed together. That's I'm not going to be a fan of. I'm not putting that one on here. There's a black. Oh, let's see if we can figure out which black. Is it going to be a like a granulating black or like a PBK 11 or PBK 9? I'm seeing a little bit of granulation kind of happening in there. No. So Dolphin Soul asked a great question. The water won't bleed through the paper doing it just on the pad? No. No, my paper is like a little buckled and warped right now, but no. I'll put some more of this. I want like a pool of water to see. Is it gonna give me some granulation? Let's bring it straight from the pan in there. I'm seeing a little bit of movement. I like that. Let's check out the burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is here. Of course, you guys know I'm gonna put, ooh, look at that burnt sienna. Ooh, let's see that. Let's put some of this through here. I'm just spritzing some water in. Just want to see. My paper was looking a little dry. Let them kind of mingle on the page. Let's do their ultramarine. I'm just randomly throwing colors. Is this going to be anything? Probably not, but I want to see how the colors move. Ultramarine blue is here. You know we're going to put it right there. I'm wondering if there's some fillers in that. That ultramarine, when I get that wet, you see how, did you see how that got lighter in color? I don't know if that showed up on the video, but. Ooh, nice warm blue. And we're going to bring those two together, of course, because burnt sienna and ultramarine blue are usually what I use to make like my neutral tint. Right, grab some more of that. I just made that really dirty. Okay. That ultramarine is a little, when I mix those two together like that, it almost looks a little murky. That's still a warm gray. Let's go with a little bit more ultramarine. And it's not too bad as far as beading wise. You see these have beaded. Right here, this is kind of staying. I don't know, not too much of a fan of that ultramarine. See how it gets really light? I don't know if that's showing up for you guys. I'm gonna let that kind of dry. Let's see if it will granulate for me. That's gonna be. So as the water kind of moves away, I don't know if you guys can see this. All right, we're gonna look at this color right here. Let me rinse out my brush. All right. When I first come in, see how that gets so much lighter in color? There, that's kind of showing up there. And then watch what happens as the water kind of breaks away on the surface. That the darker starts to come back through. So I have to question, like, are there fillers in this paint? But again, we're not considering this more than student grade, so that of course is a possibility. But look at some of the granulation that is actually happening in the ultramarine. Still getting that, and there's a lot of student grade paints where that granulation doesn't come up. See, especially in here where that black was. Look at how that's pushed. Let's introduce some water. I want to see, are we going to push a bloom out right there when we bring that water in? I wanted to see this moss green. Nope, this is deep green. I went to deep green first. Ooh, look at that. It's like an emerald color. That's pretty. Okay, moss green, deep moss green is going to be this one. On this little card, it's looking to me like that could be like a perline green. And yeah, seeing it there, that's not actually too far off. Especially, oh, look at that with the black. Can't help it. Just gonna throw some up there. You know, we need something that looks like could be a tree in here. How can we not have a tree? Even in a non-painting painting. I also want to check the olive green. So I just added just a touch of black into that deep moss green. And I have to say, I kind of like it. That's still very wet. Look at how that's like. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but you know we had to have some trees. We had to have some trees. Let's check the olive green. I'm really just kind of testing out some of these colors for what I'm going to do on the cotton paper. Ooh, look at that olive green. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, look at that. That is a very natural, like I would see that in my landscape. I don't know why our trees here look like they're growing up out of the water. Let's throw some of this up there. This is a very small brush. I will say that. This is like, I'll compare it with a Velvet Touch. It looks like it could be like a size 6. I definitely like that olive green. Let's grab this. Come right over where this blue was. Why not? I'm not seeing a bloom pushing back here. We're going to try that same thing on a piece of cotton paper. And we are going to see, once I let it dry, if I come back just with the water like that, will it reactivate and push? That's what the Paul Rubens did that I didn't like. Dolphin soul. Oh my gosh. You know I had to. You know I had to. Right? Let's just throw some of this in there. Warm up some of this. All right. So we had a tree. And of course, in true Mr. Ross fashion, that tree, he had to have a friend. I love that color. That olive green would absolutely be a favorite. I can see the yellow undertone, like the yellow staining on the palette. I'm not too, yeah, these, it beat it up a little bit, but this is kind of staying where I put it. So I'm liking that. It may just be a situation where this just needs a good washing. I'll use like some Dawn on that without going abrasive on the plastic and see will it grip and hold. It might. So this, yeah, the brush definitely, you see when I touch, I'm like removing, you see the white spots or the lighter spots. I'm like removing some color. It's not holding a lot of water. Yeah, so we have two there. And there's our little, kind of looking like a little landscape, isn't it? Okay. Look at this ultramarine blue, though. Even though I said it looked like a little, I was unsure. For something that I would definitely say is a student grade paint, look at the granulation that we're getting in that. That doesn't always happen in student grade paint. Look at the black. Look at the granulation we're getting there. Yeah, it is. We do have some blooms that are happening throughout, but I did put a lot of water there, and that was put down like wet and wet. So that's not surprising. But when this was dry and I came back with the next layer and I just swiped water through, it didn't reactivate and push that away. And that's what happened to me with those Paul Rubens paints that I didn't like when I did it on cotton paper. It worked much like this on cellulose paper. But it was when I went to the cotton paper that I kind of had that problem. So we're going to check that out as well. I'm kind of liking those. I want to test a couple of the reds because that's what I'm getting ready to use when I go to the cotton. So this is Scarlet. Ooh, that's pretty. And this says Rust Red. Oh yeah, that very much looks like a PR 101, kind of like a red iron oxide. This one is Crimson. It is going to be, so this would be definitely a warm red, and I would expect that to be a lot cooler red. I like it. This says Ruby Red. I want to see. Very much like magenta. In fact, let's try real quick. This is our lemon yellow. Wow, look at that. That's bold. Our ultramarine. And I'm going with that ruby red. That one. As far as the mixing goes, not as clean as I would like to see, but again, student grade paint. I'm sure that I don't think Meeden is trying to say, oh, look at, we've made these wonderful professional pans. That's not the way they advertised it. If that's what they thought, I'm sure that would have been like all over their marketing and advertising. So I don't think that I'm wrong or doing them any kind of disservice by calling them student grade paint. However, I mean, that's not looking too bad to me as far as mixing goes. I'm liking some of the colors I see. If you want to see all these colors swatched out, definitely leave me a comment, because that's something that we would dive deeper and do in like getting into more of like a full review on these. This is just our first impressions today. So Okay. This, I said there was another YouTuber who I discovered recently through the power of YouTube suggesting or recommending. And her name or her channel is Shelly Clough Art. Shelly Clough Art. I have tagged her. I tagged her in the description, and I put a link to one of her videos. That would be a great. That'd be a great question, Boo Peep. The question was, how do you compare this to Meeden Pretty Excellent? I have the Meeden Pretty Excellent paint, and I would have to sit down and be using them. Like, I would want to use them side by side because it's been quite a while since I have used the Meeden paints, and yeah, I would want to kind of compare those, but I think they're going to be pretty. I think this is pretty similar. You know whose opinion I would love to hear on these is Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. I don't know if Meeden has sent these to her, if they've asked her, if she's even interested in yet one other thing of watercolors. There's no telling. But she has done so many that I'd be really curious to see what she thinks of these. I'm going to have to reach out to her and ask her if she has tried them or not, because I know she hasn't done a video about it, so I'm guessing not. But back to what I was saying, Shelly Clough Art, and yeah, she is at Shelly Clough _art here on YouTube, and she did something like this, and I thought it was brilliant. So all of you, and again, I have to point my finger and think of Rob here with this. Betsy Paints says, definitely swatch out these paints. Okay, I am working on another brand's like swatching their complete line right now, so that's something that's coming. I will have to sit down and hit record when I do finish putting these on swatch cards for you, if that's something that you guys would like to see. So Shelly has done a few videos like this on her channel, and I thought, it's such a wonderful idea. I have to give that a try. We are going to start. I have a line on my paper, and the reason that I have a line right here through the center, and I don't know if you guys can really see it, it's very faint, but it is there because I don't want it to show up when I'm done. Because I want to keep everything right here. This is how she does it. So when she paints, it's going to be right here. There's a reason for that. We will get there. We will get there. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to take, you know what? I'm going to take my black. And I'll have my mixing palette just kind of, let's see if I can't do it like this. So that you guys can see, okay, without knocking things over. This top part of this palette is actually pretty heavy. There we go. And then have that there. I keep looking at my card to know what colors are where. All right. I'm going to have some black. And I'm going to do some dots. Thinking like the center of a flower. I'm doing black because I want to know how well I can put, like, say, the gold on top of this. And I'm going to space these out. You can do them kind of just above or just below, but the reason that we're kind of going on this line, she says, paint them on the line because we're going to be cutting this up. Okay, we're going to be cutting this up. And this is something, Rob, you might be very interested in this. Do a few more. All right, so we're just going to kind of pop some around. This shouldn't take too long. Okay. Now let's take some red. I'm going to go with the scarlet. Let's neutralize that with a little bit of the crimson. Right, so I say neutralize because I have a warm red. I'm adding a cool red. So I'm going to kind of neutralize those out. Maybe a tiny bit of this rust red. Look how dark that looks. Yeah, there we go. I wanted a nice deeper red. And we are going to start you guys are gonna have to bear with me because you know if you've been here for any length of time, I don't paint flowers. It's rare that you guys see me do something floral. They might be a little wonky. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Definitely not going to worry about it. I guess I'll put one more out here. Looks like it needs one. There we go. Okay. I need to be able to move these along much faster than that went. And that one is definitely much darker than this, and that's fine. Again, I'm not going to worry about that. I am just trying to go with the concept here that she did. And you can do this. She's done it with the video that I linked in the description below is one that she did with pine cones and like evergreen, like pieces of evergreen branches. I thought that was so neat. I'm like encroaching into my other space here. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Right? This was not planned out or well thought out ahead of time. I just want to try and see what happens. And I'm letting this one dry because remember I said I wanted to test the theory if I came back, like would it push a bloom if I wet the area near it? We're gonna test that out. All right, with this one, I'm gonna need more red. Red. Darker red. Some of this one. There we go. Good enough. I don't care if it's the same. Oh, I touched the one next to it and I can see that a little bit is traveling there, and I'm fine with that. That's fine. I think we're gonna focus here versus continuing that way because I want to make sure that we have plenty of time and you will get the concept. So maybe we'll do, yeah, no, we're just gonna go with this. Okay, so next let's go and paint. This brush does not, you see, I just had to like, already I'm getting dry brushing. It does not hold a lot of water. I'm kind of working them back behind. I can hear Discord going off. You guys must be on there talking. If you've been gifted a membership, I definitely recommend connecting to the Discord server because so much goes on behind the scenes over there on Discord. You get a lot more access to me over there. Every level, depending on the tier that you pick that's right for you, opens up more channels on Discord. Just a second. Okay. Okay, thank you. I saw that, Tara. Or I am seeing that now. Okay. Whoa. These are terrible. These are terrible. You are seeing this like live without a net. First time ever painting the poinsettia. No drawing, no lines. We're just like, no fear. Dive in. Let's see what happens. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. If you are down for that, come on back every Thursday. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so I'm going to fill this in. And see here where they kind of overlap? I'm just gonna, I mean, we could get fancier, I think I would do these different if I did it again. Again, this was just like a first go. Guys, I gotta tell you, definitely check Shelly out because she does this much better. So much better. It's like, hey, watch me put my head in the lion's mouth. This is live. It's circus. That's what it makes me think of. Oh my goodness. That's okay. I am not afraid to try something for you guys. First time. And you don't have to worry about every single thing doesn't have to turn out perfect. It's okay. It is definitely okay. You're going to get the point of why I'm doing this, and that's what counts. And if this is something that I would definitely be interested in again, and I will definitely have something much more planned out, and we will try something else like this because I think that Shelly's onto something here, and this is definitely something that I would plan out, an actual with line drawing and stuff like that for you guys. So once we see this chaos, if that is something that is of interest to you, you just let me know because we'll do it again. We will definitely do it again, but planned out. Not just flying by the seat of our pants here. Okay. I could keep going and do another layer of these petals back behind here, right? Because poinsettia, and these actually, I say petals, these on a poinsettia, these are actually leaves. These are looking really light. Let's just come in. Oh, and this will show us like, how does it do? Does it push weird blooms? Because this is what I did on that other painting. I came back in to do another layer on top, and I got some really weird blooms with the Paul Rubens 5th generation set. It was in the sky with the blues. And And I definitely did not like it. In fact, that experience made me be less enthused to pick those Paul Rubens paints up again and be like, oh, I'm going to paint with these today. I'm going to come over these light ones again too. And I think that this is looking fine now. See, we just got to keep going. We just got to keep going. See how that's like so much like dry brush there. Yeah, this brush is, I would say, is great for like when I come back in and I want to do the details in the center. I'm going to put some gold dots in the center. And that's actually the flower is what's in the center. And these are leaves that just turn red. But I think it'd be fine for detail work, but for something like this, like the big strokes, it's just not holding enough paint and water for my liking. What size is this brush? I told you guys I would look. So see, there's a 6 Princeton Velvet Touch. It is longer. Do I have my 6 long round? Look at that, I do. So here's a 6 long round. The bristles are similar to the long round of the Velvet Touch, and it's just slightly larger than a 6, but almost the same. So it's like a size 6, which again, I would normally grab for details. You guys know I want something that's more like this, not like this for everyday painting. Now, if a set would put one of these in there, that would be great. Or, you know, maybe like both of these. These are great brushes, a 10 and a 6, or like a 10 and a 4, or a 12 and a 6, or a 12 and a 4. I think those are wonderful staples to have. Okay, so we have that. Let's throw some gold on there. This center part should be dry enough. Let's see. I'm going to grab the metallic sunlit gold. That's one that we've already seen today. And I'm grabbing some of that, and we're just going to do some dots. Okay, some dots in here. This was dry. It's activating pretty well. It reactivated actually really quite well. Now that might be because I've already used it. So I say it was dry, but it's not like thoroughly dry. That's great for dotting. Definitely holds its point well, this brush. Let's get some dots over here. I'm liking the coverage that we're getting on the black. Okay, you know what? I think let's do a little, let's get that olive that we were using. Yeah. And let's just put see how that point does? That point really pulls out. Some nice fine lines. I definitely like that. We're going to put a few pieces of greenery on here. I'm going to go on both sides. That's important. You're going to see why in just a moment. I'm not going to do this like as thoroughly if I was sitting down to do this. the purpose that this is intended, my words are not coming. It'll all be clear in a moment. I would definitely be taking a lot more time if I was doing this for a project versus we're just testing out some stuff. Look at that. Feel free to give this a try. Definitely check out some of Shelly's videos and see what she has done. Because again, this is absolutely 100% inspired by her. I've seen a couple of her videos now and I'm loving it. Again, I would have like another poinsettia here. I would have kept going. How about if we bring one, maybe this one goes behind. Right, we'll fill in some of that space and we'll see it kind of come out behind here. Can go all different directions. It's getting dry. Or did I miss a question? All right, I can't pull back. When you pull back, like it's thicker here, you definitely want to, I'm going to turn this around for a moment. All right, we definitely want to kind of flick away so we have the finer lines going away from us. Let's put one that comes through this way. Let's see how we do with that, because why not? We haven't been challenged enough today. And they're all different kind of pine boughs you could be doing. This is just one. We need more of that. Turn that back around. You can just think of, you could put other things in this too. You're only limited by your imagination. Okay, so far, my first impression of these, I'm liking that. I need to do some more wet and wet because I do a lot of wet and wet painting. So I need to do some more of that. We're going to look at these again. And yeah, we're definitely going to look at these. We're definitely going to look at these again. You could even put some holly leaves in here if you wanted to. I'm not going to try to get all fancy with that. Well, why not? Why not? Right, let's see. A holly leaf. It's going to kind of go like that, like that, like that, right? Sure, similar to that. We'll just fill that in. This brush definitely does not hold enough water. Not for my liking. It's making the process a little more difficult. So, I mean, great if you want to be adding some details. I would definitely say you're probably going to want to use one of your other brushes. A little negative painting there to leave the center of the leaf. There we go. I mean, we could do a couple more of those. Rob says he has a really cool technique for holly leaves. You're gonna have to show us on over on Discord. Right? I mean, they do. It does happen. It does come through. Oh yeah, Rob said he'll share it in the next live Zoom. Excellent. That will be a week from Friday. Studio members, we will be on Zoom a week from Friday. I'm really looking forward to that. Again, I'm painting, like, I'm drawing with my paintbrush here. We're just going to put another holly leaf in here because, you know, I had one, so I need to have at least another. And probably one more before I call it done. I love this olive green. Yeah. How about one more? There we go. Just fill that in. All right. Some more of that color. There we go. And if we have holly leaves, well, let's get us some holly berries. Why not? Put some over here. And we'll get another one right there. Good enough. So there's some holly berries. There's some poinsettia. We've got some evergreen. You get the point. Now, what she does with this is, and this I thought was wonderful. I got to take this off my block. This is not dry. Let me give it a quick drying. I want to test out. Hold on. Remember the coming back in. With another layer. I am not getting blooming like I did with the Paul Rubens. That makes this a definite plus for me. The paints are not frustrating me. The brush is frustrating me, but the paints are not frustrating me. That's what's important. I'm liking this. So far, I am liking this. Okay. I'm going to mute you for a moment so I can dry this really quick. And then there's something else I want to show you. Okay. So I would have done a whole strip here through the center. I probably got a little carried away on this one, but that's okay. It's not a problem for... There we go. Let's just take this off our block. And don't worry, whatever's left I can still use. Rob, that's funny. I really am seeing, I wasn't sure. I was like, do we really need another set of watercolors? I have to say that so far, my first impression, if I had someone who was interested, and we're going to try one more thing out before we're done for the day, and it won't take long, I promise. If the next one works out, like I'm hoping it will, I would definitely say that my first impression of these, I would absolutely recommend this for somebody who wants to try some watercolor. All right, are you ready? This is what we're going to do. So you would take your page. We have our 9x12, and I have my lines here for my center, so I can still see that line. I can pop that in there. We're going to cut our watercolor paper right up the center. Our beautiful painting. Now, we can take this and, are you ready? This is 9x12, so I am going to want, for this one, let me just do one. I'm going to do, oops, let me put this through so I can read my measurements here. 6 inches. Okay. She does one of two things with her paintings. Now, if I were to just continue down, the reason we do it in the half, on the half, is because we end up, now, if this was, you know, if I had continued, I would have, of course, I would have 2. You can see here, I have 2. What you can do, a couple things that she does. I just thought that this was brilliant. Where's my card? I have some cards, and you can buy this. This is 100% cotton watercolor paper cards that I like to use for the holidays. I don't think I have them listed below, but I do get them from Amazon. This card here, right? This is a 5x7. I can get these in regular cardstock, much cheaper. So not the 100% cotton watercolor paper. I can just get them in cardstock. I can do my little paintings like this. And then look at this. I can just attach that right there on my card. There is my card front. I can put my Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the case may be, right there. And I can do, with painting one strip up the center, I can create 4, if I would have continued this all the way, I can instantly create 4 watercolor cards from my one painting. So Rob, that is something I was thinking of you and your, how many do you make? Like 90 in a season that you hand paint every one? Yeah, that might be something that could make that process go faster. But there's another thing she does with these that I thought was absolutely brilliant. Are you ready for this? So if we take our, again, this is 12 inches. So I'm going to want to cut my page into, you could go 3 inches or you could go 4 inches. So if I go 3, I can show you here. Ready? So I'm going to go, I've got my paper to my 3-inch mark. I can cut that. Now again, I'm going to go to my 3-inch mark. If I would have finished this painting, I could have done 2 more. Now, you take these. Oh, my bone folders are downstairs. Okay, that's fine. You know what? We'll just use, let me move this out of the way. We're just going to use a palette knife. We take this, I would score it with my bone folder. And a great way to score, if you don't know, if I take this, and this is what, 4.5 inches. So I want about 2.25 inches. It's going to be about my center. If I did this here, I could take my bone folder and I can push in the groove. There's a groove here where the blade would cut. I can push in that. This is not the best thing to use for that. I would use my bone folder. But you can score right up the center of that. And then it kind of makes it easier when you want to fold this over. Now, when she does these, she doesn't paint as far out. But you have this here, and if I left more room up here, I could put someone's name. And these would be little place cards for, say, your holiday meal. You could put them at your different seats if you have a lot of people. Like, we are going to have a house full. I think we're like over a dozen for Thanksgiving this year. So between 12 and 14. These would be great. Picture like a row of fall flowers, some mums, or sunflowers, different fall ones that go through the center. She's made the cards like this. She has a video on it, so I definitely don't need to remake that, but like that. Or you could use these as like a Christmas gift tag that you put on a gift just by cutting up your painting. And you see why I said it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just have this cute little portion of it. Here we would have this one, right? If I just fold this, again, my bone folder works so much better for this, but that's downstairs. There we go. How cute are those? So you could do Christmas cards that way, or you could do gift tags that way, or place cards for a holiday meal. There you go. I hope that was helpful. But I said I wanted to see, where did I just put my card? Right here. There is a card that I like to paint, that I can paint them so quickly. It is already 5 o'clock, but we're going to give this a try. Just because I know how fast I can paint these, and this is going to tell me how I like these paints for wet and wet. I promise you this does not take long, so you want to stick with me for just a few more minutes. I'm looking for tape. I was going to tape this down. And, oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to tape it right to my desk. I don't even need to really move it. I don't know. I don't have it folded, actually. I'm going to fold it. All right, here we go. I think it takes me just as long to tape this down as it does to paint it. This is definitely one of my go-tos. Definitely one of my go-to cards. I will show you. I've already painted one. If you are a patron who is on the creator tier or the studio tier, our holiday card session that we always do when we all get together, I did this painting already for you guys. But doing this with the Meeden paints, it's not wanting to stick to my little silicone desk thing very well, but we're just going to go with it. Okay. I need to clear a quick spot on this palette. This is pretty monochrome. So it should go pretty quick. Look at how the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna are kind of separating up there when the water hit them. That's pretty cool. That blue was a little staining. I must have touched that green, brought it up top. Don't want that. Okay, here we go. I'm grabbing my favorite brush because I can paint this so much faster with this. Okay. Let's see that indigo blue. Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay, indigo blue. I'm going to use my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. Indigo blue. I'm going to grab a touch of black. I need to neutralize this and darken it up. Lovely. Perfect. Okay. This is always done wet and wet. So once again, grabbing my Aqua Elite, my 1.5 inch modeling brush. This is one of my favorites for this, or a hockey brush is one of my favorites for wetting a background really quickly. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? I think some of you know what I'm doing here. Meeden should put them in a porcelain palette. Wouldn't that be, that would be cool. But I don't know how they would do it, like with the big set like that. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start. Put this in at the top. We're gonna work our way down. We're gonna get lighter as we go. Rinsing my brush out. Tap that off. Here we go. Just gonna pull some more of this through. I don't care if this has like streaks of different, you know, variations of the color. It's fine. We're gonna work our way up. This is where I would grab my board and tip it so I can let this color blend nicely on the page. You know, tip it so it can flow, but that's fine. I think that's fine. That'll work. Normally I kind of let this dry on its own. I need that to be a little bit more dry. I want a little darker value up here at the top too. All right, here we go. I need this just slightly dry. Slightly. I'm just going to dry it just a little bit, not completely. That is by no means dry. I've just taken like the sheen away. Let's try their brush for this. There we go. Look at that. Just water. Just water. Now, if I let this set, like this is as big as I want those to get. If I let this set, that water will keep creeping, it'll keep pushing, and the blooms will get bigger. I need to dry this right away so that I can freeze these at that size. Okay, good enough. This is super easy. All right, are you guys ready? So Wildflower says, I love that blue. If you were using Daniel Smith watercolors and you wanted to make a blue like this, they are calling this indigo. That's very much like a phthalo blue. A phthalo blue and a little bit of lunar black, and you're going to have that blue. So happy mixing. You can do it. You can absolutely do that color on your own. So phthalo blue, PB15:3, and like a PBK11 or PBK9. All right, here we go. Here we go. You guys know. You knew it was going to happen. I started thinking, the more I think about my trees, the harder it is for me to paint them. Okay, so I need, and any of you that are like, I want a deeper dive on these watercolors, please, can we use them again? Let's see them more in action. Drop me a comment and let me know, because that is definitely, this is something that I am interested in, and we will use them some more. So let me know if that's something that you want to see. Rinse my brush out, tap, tap. So I tapped it off on my sponge up here, and now I'm just going to come through, kind of bump that edge. I want it soft. That is definitely not a soft line up there. I can fix that. I let my paper be too dry as I was pulling it down. I'm just going to put some more. There we go. If you have anything that's too much, just, there was dark. I grabbed this old tissue. There was dark color there that we don't want. It's fine. It's watercolor. Just wash it off. There we go. Never happened. Okay. Now we need to make some magic. Just putting in a few darker values here and there. Literally just dabbing the tip of my brush wherever it lands. It's fine. Okay. Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. I told you this one only takes just a couple minutes. I'm going to use a size 6 round. Get that wet. There's our Bleed Proof White. I don't know if that's linked in the description because I don't know that I was planning on that. Now, this is not completely dry. Bleed Proof White is only bleed proof if the layer you are painting on is completely dry. So because this is not completely dry, I might get some bleed through come in, and that's fine. I am not worried about it. I'm just going on top of where some of my branches were. I don't want them to only go this way. Some branches come at us, so we would put like a little dollop of paint like that. I hope you have enjoyed the first look at these Meeden paints today. If you have enjoyed this, please do give the video a thumbs up, and if you enjoy videos like this, definitely consider subscribing. You can join us every Thursday at just about every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. I've watered this down a little bit, so some of this, when it dries, may show through more of that blue color that's underneath. It's fine. And there we go. And here where I wasn't crazy about how some of that turned out, I can just take my bleed proof white and go right over it. Right? Just like that. Now, when this dries, if there are parts, like I said, if it wasn't completely dry, as this dries, it's going to turn like a light blue. What I normally do when I do this painting, and I will show you in a moment, because I have one that is finished, I will come back with my bleed proof white again, and I will go over the areas that had the white, and I will put a little bit more really bright white on top of that. So I do that a lot, and then it just gives more depth to your snow. And of course, what would be a winter? What? Okay.
Call from Dale Clark.
Wow. I don't know why that's coming through on here. Okay. It wouldn't be a holiday card without some spatter. There we go. Good enough. There's our snow. I'm liking, like, I'm seeing the colors don't settle as quite as well as say my Daniel Smith colors do, of course, right? Daniel Smith are professional watercolors. These are more student grade. Let me dry this. Rob says needs sparkle. I have just the thing. You guys are definitely going to want this. You guys are definitely going to want this if you like to paint holiday cards. So just one moment. Okay, I'm not sure, again, if these are linked in the description below, but this is a Wink of Stella brush. I don't know if this one is not open yet. Where is my... These are not open. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I can't find it. So it would look like this. I know these aren't open because the little ring hasn't been removed. This is open, but I don't have my clear one up here. So it must be, well, I don't know where it must be. It has run away. But this would be like silver. Usually I use the clear because it just puts a little shimmer to it, but I can still come through with some of the, like, the silver. The other thing, you know what? Wait, instead of using a Wink of Stella brush, we have this beautiful metallic white silver color in our palette here. Yeah, let's just put a little of this shimmer. I'm just going to plop some of that in here and there. There we go. And just take that, because why not? Let's do some sparkly snow too. There we go. Because why not? Okay. Just get carried away. That was fun. Take the tape off. I know that's still wet, but it's fine. And it went a little underneath, but again, this is not taped to a normal board like I would have used normally. And that is a quick, easy winter. I have a stamp that says Winter Wishes, and I do that with it. So this was one that I painted, and this has that Wink of Stella brush on it. And I don't know if I can get it to pick up on camera, but it adds the most subtle shimmer and glitter to your card without your recipient having to worry about glitter that, you know, will still be haunting them come Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day or I don't know, the summer solstice. It's just crazy. But there you go. That is definitely one of my go-to cards. I can usually paint them fairly quickly. And I like the little water spatters because it just adds like some of that snowy effect. And then when you come in with the brighter white, yeah. So first impressions, I'm kind of liking these paints. There was a little bit in the laydown of those colors that wasn't giving me the blend that I wanted. It could be this paper. I would have to do some more wet and wet on like the Meeden paper because that's what I'm most used to. Our little abstract play we had here, that's like completely dry. I love that it did not push that bloom there when I came back with the second layer. I am liking that there's granulation in some of these paints. We definitely need to swatch them and see, are there more paints in this set that granulate? I don't know. Very curious to find out. So yeah, when it comes down to the metallics, I would say they are just as good, if not better, than the Soho metallic colors that I have. And when it comes to the silver and gold from the Calero, I thought that these were just as good. And let me just pull that back out. I buried it with all of our other stuff, but that's one more look at those metallic colors. Again, Meeden is the ones on the top. Soho down here, Calero down here. I think these are just as good as that. So the overall value for the money there, first impression, I would recommend this set for anybody who is like, hey, I just want to play and try some watercolors, or you know what, I want to have the metallics. You've got some of the pastel colors there. But that's my first impression. I need to take a deeper dive into these. It does come with a pencil, an eraser, in case you missed that in the beginning. So it's not sharpened on either end. So you have your pencil and an eraser for doing your sketching. It comes with a brush. Great for details. Definitely holds its point. Does not hold a lot of water and paint, but it's a tack-on brush, so that's to be expected. I definitely... The Princeton Velvet Touch I prefer. I would use my regular brushes. Before I close this up, that was just wet. I didn't want to flip that into the paints. So there you go. It just closes up nice and neat. I love the case. I love the little water drops on it there. I think Meeden has a hit. Again, there's a 48 set and a 96 set. The difference is $10. In my opinion, the 96 set is absolutely, it's worth it. It is worth it. Knowing what you spend for the set of metallic colors, even just from Soho. Yes, there's a few more in that set, but knowing what you spend on just the metallics, I think you're getting a lot more bang for your buck here. Quality of paint is going to be pretty much the same. And yes, it's a student grade paint. We have to come back and swatch these to check the vibrancy of all the colors. but the colors that I use so far, I think that vibrancy is there. Some of these reds were beautiful. That olive green is definitely a favorite. So let me know in the comments, do you want to see some more of these? Because we will do that. Not only will we do that, perhaps the next time we dive a little deeper into these, maybe I'll have a set that I can give away. So let me know if you're interested in that, and we will take it from there. I hope you will check out the moderators' channels. Both Joseph and Tara have channels here on YouTube. Joseph streams on Tuesdays, same time as me, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So do come by. I mod for him, and say hello in the chat. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button and possibly consider subscribing. And that will allow you to chat with us live here every Thursday when we paint together. And what are we doing next week? I am not sure. I was going to look at a different brand of paint, but now I think I might want to paint with these a little bit more before we move on and check out something else. Would this be a great Christmas gift? I think so. I think it would be. I definitely think it would be. It's pretty compact. I mean, that's not that big. That'd be easy to fit in a bag and take with you. So thank you very much to all of my patrons and channel members. I appreciate you so much. If you were gifted a membership today, please join us on Discord. We would love to see you there and chat with you behind the scenes and all the fun things that we do over there. I'm going to pop another video up right about there that you might like to watch next. And until then, in the meantime, keep creating. And I will see you in a video real soon. Boo Peep says, yes, swatch them, please. Okay, we will probably do that. So, all right, have a great rest of your day, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.